Christine, you've been in our world for a while, and I would love for you to share like how long you've been in our world in Powerhouse. And yeah, let's dive in on.
When did I join? 2017, I think.
Mhm. Yeah.
And yes, and it was one of those things where I got my report and I was like, wow, where am I going to find all this metal? Where am I going to find everything? And then I kept hearing your voice in my head, just trust the process, trust the process. So I started really having fun with it. I think it was the day after I put all my remedies in, I got this random call from this client. I'm an interior designer. And I got a call from a potential client, and she wanted to talk to me. They were renovating their home, and and she was the dream client. Oh my gosh, she loved my ideas. They were so open to everything, and it was amazing.
I am joined by Christine. Christine, where are you in the world?
I am I am in Chatham, New Jersey, United States.
I didn't know you were in New Jersey. I
Yes.
lived in New Jersey. Me and Ken lived in New Jersey for a whole of. I think we were 2 months in Hoboken.
Oh, wow, that's not far from me. That's where I met my husband in
No
Hoboken.
way.
That's so
I love it.
funny.
Yeah. And we lived in New York for a summer, and then we went back for another time, and our friends were living in New Jersey and they live in Hoboken, so we were near them. So fun. So thank you so
It's
much for joining me. Christine, you've been in our world for a while, and I would love for you to share like how long you've been in our world in Powerhouse. And yeah, let's dive in. I'm so grateful to have you here today.
okay. Well, I'm very grateful to be here. And let me see. When did I join? 2017, I think.
Mhm. Yeah.
And yes, and it was one of those things where I got my report. And I was like, wow, where am I going to find all this metal? Where am I going to find everything? And then I kept hearing your voice in my head, just trust the process, trust the process. So I started really having fun with it, like kind of, being very creative and how I came up with ideas and that kind of thing. And I think it was the day after I put all my remedies in, I got this random call from this client. I'm an interior designer. And I got a call from a potential client, and she wanted to talk to me. They were renovating their home, and and she was the dream client. It was like unbelievable. I said, "Oh, this is my fee." She said, "Okay, what do you take? Check or Venmo or what do you?" I was like, "Okay." Oh my gosh, she loved my ideas. They were so open to everything, and it was amazing.
I love it. I love it. And I love how it just happened. It was like you were ready for it. You were just like, I'm just ready for
I
this.
was ready. Yeah,
You
I
were
was
ready for
totally
it.
ready for it. I totally
I
ready for it.
I love that. And so that's like 2017. You're still in our world. So like we've been running this program since 2016. So you're very much part of like our early day cohorts of of our world. So could you speak to that? Like you've been doing it for several years now. How have you found it? And yeah.
Well, I find that today is really good karma that we're talking. I just put my remedies in, and I'm having a realtor come in this afternoon because we're thinking of downsizing.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
Exciting.
we live in a big house, and our kids left.
Yeah.
My one son is in London,
Mhm.
and my daughter and her new husband are in California, and my other son and his fiance are in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So, and like I said, I'm in New Jersey. So we have this big house, and it's just myself and my husband and our dog.
Hmm.
So we're actually thinking, we don't need all these bedrooms and all this space. So anyway, I put my remedies in. They were so easy.
Yeah.
I, so it was, so we'll see. The realtor's coming today. So maybe I hope she feels the good energy going.
I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will. And like it's a great time. I think actually I love your energy around it just being fun. You know, a lot of people would kind of think that feng shui has to be something that can be difficult around your house. And you know, you're an interior designer, so also like I'd love for you to maybe speak about that in terms of, you know, it's not change, like the changes you have to make are not going to impact your interiors.
Oh, absolutely. And I know I was always interested, obviously, the flow, the energy in the house and that kind of thing. And but I never knew about the remedies.
Mhm.
And so I have to say that when like I said, I was having fun being really
Yeah.
creative in kind of putting my metal in place. I'm not going to put it in
Yeah.
the front focal point kind of thing. So it's been fun trying to get it all in and find it. Finding the metal was really funny. I didn't know my son had a whole weightlifting thing in the basement.
Amazing.
Not only were the weights there, they had how much they weighed.
Oh, so you and had you always been interested in feng shui? Like, what was the main reason that you kind of decided to sign up and to join this journey and to do the feng shui?
I think I've always been interested. I went
Mhm.
to hear a couple of speakers. I've read some books and that kind of thing. So yeah, so I think I initially heard your podcast
Mhm.
and you were talking about it and everything, and I said, you know what, this sounds really interesting to me. And I am a firm believer in, the universe has plans for us and a direction to go in. And I told you in my email that the one day I was sitting there listening to, so we had gotten invited to a wedding in Ireland.
Yeah.
And my husband and I were, oh, what do you think? It's a lot of money, and I don't know, are we going to be able to go, and this and that. And I said, oh, let's try and do this. Let's try and make it work. And I sat there you did a presentation on artwork.
Mhm.
And I was sitting there listening to your presentation, blah, 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 call in what you want and that kind of thing. And when you finished the presentation, I turned around and I was like, that picture on my wall, I think it's a cottage in Ireland. And I actually had to call my brother because he's an artist and he was the one who had done it. And I said, Bill, where was that cottage? And he goes, oh, it was when we went to Ireland on our honeymoon. And I was just like, wow, it was wild. So shortly thereafter, we went to the wedding in Ireland and we had a wonderful time. And we stayed in an Airbnb with a couple other friends, and it just looked very much like that cottage. It
I love
was,
it.
I know, it was amazing.
This is the power of it. Like when you have the art aligned with your intentions and the space, like it is just so amazing. And that's so fun that you got to go on that trip. And it's like when your house is listening, it is listening. And it's like, okay, this is what you want to do next, you know? And that's like whatever
Right.
happens with the realtor now, you know, whatever happened with that client. Like you had that client for a while then.
Well, yes, it was a nice project,
Mhm.
and they're pretty much finished. So
Yeah,
I actually am thinking about, doing a retirement, kind of changing direction a little bit. And I feel like
nice.
it's amazing how I'll just completely end on a high note because they were just dream come true.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so now I'm trying to figure out, what I want to do and
Amazing, amazing.
I know.
And this is a nice thing to know that your house is supporting you so you can, really start to work with it as well in terms of that visioning. I don't know if you've gone through the new modules or the new program because we've upgraded since Christine joined. We've had like probably two upgrades of the modules portals. But we've just had a recent upgrade to the new portal with brand new videos. And it's very much focused on like your vision and your intentions alongside your remedies. So it's a super new kind of like aspect to what we've been doing. Christine, you've been in the group for all those years. Do you want to talk about like the community and the group?
Oh, I love it. I think, like I said, I just love the energy that everybody has. And I'm not as much, like I know the Friday wins and stuff, and like I try and get there when I can and that kind of thing. But it's all so positive and all I'm just all about that. I just love that energy and the positivity, and I truly believe in that. And I think I put in my email too about my daughter's wedding.
Yes.
So my daughter was getting married. They picked a date, and it was the ninth month, the ninth day, and just by chance, it was the ninth year they were together.
Oh,
And I was like, oh my gosh, nine is so magical. It's
yeah.
Feng Shui. I said, oh my God, this is amazing. So then this is what kind of blew me away. So then my friend, who happens to be a nun, she said to me, she said, is this going to be an outdoor wedding? I said, yes, it's out on Shelter Island, New York. So she said, "Oh, you're going to need nice weather." I go, "Yeah, I know, but I can't. I have a backup plan. I'm not going to worry about it." She said, "Well, if you take a little statue of the Blessed Mother and put it in your window facing outside, that's what we do." I go, "I never heard that before." So I got a little statue. I said, "Well, now that I heard it, I can't not do it,
Not do
right?"
it. Yeah.
So I got a little statue at this shrine that's right down the street from me. And as I was walking out, there was a table and there was like a prayer card to pray to the Blessed Mother. So I picked it up and it said, say 9 Hail Marys. 9.
Nice.
9. Why 9? Right? And the wedding was perfect. Perfect weather. It had rained the whole week. And then the whole weekend it was beautiful because, of course, we had so many activities and that kind of thing. So as soon as everybody left, party's over, it started to rain.
Oh my God, amazing. I love
I,
it.
I know.
And I think this is the whole thing. And it's just tapping into a different type of flow when you're living in a
Yeah.
house that's feng shuied. Yeah.
And I love it. I love it.
Oh,
So,
so nice, so nice. Christine, what would you say to people who are considering joining us in Powerhouse? You are in our community for a very long time now. You've seen a lot of people share a lot of wins, a lot of things unfold. Yeah, and from all different walks of life. What would you say to people who are considering it?
oh, I absolutely go for it because it's just, it does switch. Like I feel like I always thought this way and believed this way, but to have like all the backup, like it really is this way. I think that's what it is about it. And just to, yeah, hear other people's stories and just really cool things that have happened to people and are happening. And it's just fun to be a
Yeah.
part of that. I mean, I love just even sometimes when I can, like if I can click in and just sit with your meditation for a little while, you know what I mean? Just to take that time. And so, absolutely, definitely, I would definitely say go for it.
Oh, Thanks, Christine. And it's just so beautiful because now we're like seeing people in our community for like, 6 years, 7 years, three, everyone is, and it's, there's a momentum, that just gathers, and it's just a beautiful community. So it's just a pleasure to have you part of our community. Thanks so much, Christine. Hopefully, just like Christine, has something happen pretty rapidly with your career, your family, or whatever it is. There's just so many possibilities available when you have your home supporting you. Christine, any final words?
I also want to say too,
Yeah.
like I love Rachel's astrology presentations. I find that really interesting too. So it's just the whole thing. Very
Yeah.
nice. So thank
It's
you very much, Patricia.
Oh, you're so welcome. And this is something, that happens in our world where, the Rachel is in our community. She's a Feng Shui expert. She works on our team with us. And we were talking about, feng shui and its connection with astrology, and how in the theme of the year, every month, we actually have a different theme. And the theme is based on the astrological energies. Like, so what's happening, the month of Cancer is the time of the home. So we'll kind of maybe focus on decluttering, or, there's a month that is much more related to like abundance or relationships or health or family. And we'll always have the theme based on that. And I just thought, God, Rachel, it'd be really interesting for people to learn about astrology as well and learn about like what they could be doing and how it could be impacting them. So we've had Rachel now for years doing a monthly astrology call, kind of giving like, what's the weather energetically and how can we harness it? Because it's just all about alignment. This journey is about aligning with what's going on energetically, astrologically, but having our home supported, and then just having an awareness of, if I'm going to do something this month, is this the right month to be, not necessarily the right month, but what's the optimum things to be doing at this time? So I'm glad you brought that up, because I really do think it's a beautiful way for us to move through the year, the cycle of the year, but also to be looking at, optimizing the cycle of the year as well. So thanks a million, Christine, for mentioning that. That was really helpful. Christine, have a great day. Best of luck with the realtor.
Thank you. You too.
Can't wait to hear what unfolds. Keep us posted in the group. Thanks, Christine.
Thanks, Patricia.
Bye.